found a new way to use the fireball. By the end of this video, you will know how to use this creative strategy. Usually, when you want to fireball the core, you have to make a ton of buildings invisible. But in this strategy, we will make the warden move into the core using the lava hounds and let him die after the fireball. First, you have to choose the target area of the fireball. Then, you have to destroy 3 air defenses. You can destroy 2 air defenses using the giant arrow. And for the third, you can use any siege machine or do a mini spirit walk and recall your royal champion. Then deploy your lava hounds and warden in a spot such that they fly across the target area to reach the final air defense. When your warden flies very close to the target, use his ability with earthquake spells. Protect your warden with invisibility spells when necessary. Once you have used the fireball, do a royal champion charge in one area of the base and spam the dragons with the prince to finish rest of the base. Now let's see a few example attacks. I will share a few important tips side by side so that your attack doesn't get messed up. This is one of the best bases to use this strategy. We are going to fireball the invisibility spell compartment in the core. First, let's destroy the air defenses. Oops, I deployed Queen in the wrong spot. I think we should be fine when she targets the mortar. Now, let's destroy the third air defense with our RC. If you want a separate video on everything about a RC charge, let me know in the comments. Let's protect our queen. Now let's recall our RC and start with our warden and lava hounds. You may wonder why I am using 3 lava hounds. Why not just 1? It is because he doesn't follow the hounds if they are less than 3. It is usually better to freeze the air sweeper if it is against your warden and hounds. Here, I froze the spell tower as I didn't want the core to turn invisible. At this point, there is not much left in this base. You can use any siege machine with this strategy. Make sure to place your cleanup troops at the correct place and time to avoid time fails. In this base, we are going to fireball the fire spitter. Now giant arrow. RC charge. I could have protected the queen with the skeleton spell. Anyway, it didn't matter in this attack. At least, let's recall the healers with our RC. Lava Hounds, Warden. This is the most important tip in this strategy. Protect your Warden at any cost until the fireball is launched. Use invisibility spells to protect him. I have failed a lot of attacks in which my Warden's ability was forced as his health went very low. As a result, the fireball lands somewhere else. Again, remember this carefully. Make him invisible if something targets him before the fireball. Freeze the air sweeper if it is against your Warden and Hounds. You will always have multiple ways to reach your target with this method. You may have multiple target areas as well, but choose the target and direction such that you can avoid air sweepers. Also, avoid moving across the gigabomb and possible spots of tornado trap. Use the skeleton spell to tank for your queen. In this attack, my initial plan was to fireball the fire spitter. But since the queen is near the area where I want to deploy the Warden and Hounds, I deployed them away from my queen. Warden usually doesn't follow the queen over 3 lava hounds, but I didn't want to risk it. Now, we are going to fireball the invisibility tower. I use the Eternal Tome as the second equipment of the Warden and Phoenix as the pet, as I am going to let him die after the fireball. With this combination, he keeps attacking for 16 more seconds after the fireball. You can feel free to modify the combinations and experiment new things. That is how I found this technique. You can use something like Rage Gem, or Healing Tome, or Life Gem and recall him after the fireball and use him with your dragons. But that makes the strategy even harder. It is already quite hard. Guys, this technique is not always the optimal way to use the fireball. This strategy is not a great legend strategy. There are easier strategies which give better results. However, this is a creative strategy. If you like to perform creative attacks, you can use this strategy in war. Especially if the base has a huge fireball value in the core. This strategy will crush it. But make sure to practice enough in friendly challenges before using this in wars. Wow, Queen is making a genius move for the first time. In this attack, I sent the blimp with the Warden to snipe the town hall. You can also use invisibility spells to Manipulate the fireball's target. One more tip to avoid time fails. As soon as the fireball is done, deploy your RC and use her ability. Then spam your dragons with the minion prince in a different area. When the rocket spear goes off, continue with your RC charge. Do not wait with your dragons until you complete your RC charge, else that will result in a time fail. The main purpose of this video was to share this fireball technique. I use dragons with this as they can survive without the warden and they are fast. You can use this technique with different strategies as well. I have 2 more tips. You need not destroy 3 air defenses every single time. If the nearest air defense makes the lava hounds fly over the target area, then deploy them there. And if you are unable to destroy the air defenses, you can still make them invisible to make the lava hounds target the air defense of your choice. Giant arrow plays a crucial role in this strategy. Watch this video if you want to master using the giant arrow.